I also just did something that I might end up regretting. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a week in my life vlog. Back to business as usual. I just got home last night from a trip to San Francisco and we're starting off the workday, getting back into the swing of things. I'm going to be home for a while. I say that as if I'm not going out of town in 2 weeks for work, but this is the longest stretch I've had staying in town for a while. 2 weekends in a row, we are going to be at home. Anyways, last week, Wednesday night through Sunday night, I was in San Francisco. My best friend recently moved there, and so I went to visit her, see her life. I had the best time. I missed her so much. I was like almost like on the verge of tears, crying, leaving her and going on the plane and being like, wait, like we're not gonna be with each other every day now, what do you mean? My best friend used to live in Arizona and then she moved to San Francisco for work, and we're now long distance besties, and it's been an adjustment to say the least, but I'm so happy for her. There is no joy quite like seeing your best friend happy. Like nothing compares to it. I don't have children, but I imagine it's like what seeing your children being happy is like. You know, it's like weird comparing my best friend to a child, but like we know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we had the best time ever. I had Thursday off for Juneteenth. It was a company-wide holiday, and then I took PTO on Friday. So I have about like technically one full day of catching up to do, but I was out from Thursday, Friday, and now we're back here on Monday. So I have quite a bit of catching up to do. I checked my email inbox this morning and I was like, whoa. I was out for one day. I didn't think it was gonna be this much. I also kind of assumed that everybody else was going to be on PTO on Friday because it's like random to have like one random Thursday off and then go back Friday and then the weekend. I feel so refreshed after going on that trip, and I will be honest, I want to have like a heart-to-heart with you guys because going on that trip made me realize a lot of things. I have been traveling quite a bit just for work, to see my friends. I feel like I'm in like a travel era right now. I made a joke that I'm on like a North American tour, seeing all these places this year. I didn't expect that 2025 would be the year of traveling, but it is the year of traveling for me, and it has made me realize that I want to move out of Arizona sooner than I thought. I will have like a full debrief with you guys because I kind of just like need to verbalize, honestly, for my own sake, how I feel, and I feel like I would take you guys with me on that journey. So I think that all this traveling has made me, I have like the chills. I don't know, why do I have the chills? Oh my God. It's made me very much so realize that where I live now is just not the place for me. There are so many other places that call my name so much more, and that I need to give myself the opportunity to. I want to do like a full debrief. This moment in time right now is not the moment in time to have that conversation, but I will sometime this week with you guys. But my friend took me on like a tour of like her life. Like all I really wanted was just to see like everything she does, all the places she goes to. I want to meet all of her friends. I want to see the restaurants she goes to, the bars she goes to, the places that she goes and runs and walks every morning. Like I wanted to see touristy things, but more so like my touristy things were her life, and she gave me the best tour of San Francisco. I have been to San Francisco one other time when I was a kid. I don't really remember it too much because I was very young, and I had such a great time though. I really fell in love with the city. It is incredible. One thing that I did not realize about San Francisco is they literally have everything. They have the bay, they have the beach, they have like foresty areas, they have city areas, they have park. Like it just kind of felt like every place. Like I didn't really expect for it to be like beachy. I just thought it was very city vibes, but there was like a little bit of everything, which I really liked. And I will say San Francisco is definitely on my list of places that I would consider moving. I think that now that I've like really locked in that I don't see myself in Arizona in the next, oh God, we really do need to have this conversation. I'm gonna say 1.5 years, 2 max. San Francisco is on my list of places I would consider moving. Also, since I was out of town, I have not gone grocery shopping, so I am eating the food in my fridge, and I had eggs that were about to go bad, so I made eggs and sausage for breakfast. Protein heavy, 3 eggs, and then these Amy Lou chicken sausages that I got from Costco. They're so good. Also, this entire weekend, I did not have any caffeine. I think I technically had 1 matcha. I don't even think I really like matcha, but I'm trying to like matcha because it's like a healthier version of caffeine than like a 200 milligram Alani Nu, but I did have an Alani this morning. I was so tired all weekend without caffeine, but I also could have been tired from the fact that we were just like go, 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 go. I saw so many different things. If you guys follow me on TikTok, I even repost them to shorts, but I've been posting like little daily vlogs, which has been so fun for me. It's been really fun to like be creative in a different way than I usually am. And so I made like little daily vlogs on TikTok and shorts of what I was up to this weekend. If you guys want to check out and see kind of like everything that I did in like a quick little 20-second clip. I have been so unbelievably productive at work today. I'm just getting things done left and right. It is crazy and I'm really happy about it. It's a great day. I also just did something that I might end up regretting. I did something that might ruin my self-confidence for a really long time. I just scheduled an appointment to get a bob haircut. I don't know why, I've just been really wanting one, and I posted, this is actually so funny, I posted on my Instagram story that I used ChatGPT to like see what it would be like if I got a bob. Do you want to see what it did to me? So I said, can I upload a photo of myself and you show me what I would look like with a bob? And it said, yes, upload a photo of yourself. So I uploaded this photo of me. I took it like in the moment, in real time. Do you want to see the photo that I created with me with like a bob? This, Lord Farquaad. So then I was like, okay, no, let's try something different. So we have that, right? And then I was like, okay, let's see without my ears tucked. I don't know if I like it or not, but I'm thinking of doing a lob to begin with, and then if we like it, cut a bob. So I did schedule an appointment for, I think it's this week. The week that this video is going up, I think it's this week. I don't know, I might end up hating it. I might end up like backing out. I'll probably still get my hair done, but I don't know if I'll do a bob. I really want to, I just don't know if I'll look good with one. But when I was in San Francisco this week, every single time I passed a blonde girl with a bob, I was like, oh my God, she looks amazing. I wanna look like that. So I really want a bob. I just don't know if I'd look good with a bob. Last time I had a bob, I was in the 5th grade, and like I looked like a completely different person, obviously, when I was 10 years old than I do now. So I have a very different face shape now. I don't know if it would suit my face shape. I don't know, but I did schedule an appointment to get a bob, and it might destroy my mental health. We will find out. Also, I feel like my jaw is out of line. It's driving me insane. I just went to the bathroom and looked in the mirror, and I only had one earrings in my right ear, not my left, and I have no idea where I put them. Like, I don't know if I took them off in my sleep last night, if I took them off on the plane, if I took them off this morning. I guess I do record my life. Let's see. Did I have them on when I woke up this morning? No, I didn't. Okay, well, did I have them on? I don't have any videos of me on the plane. I don't know where I could have put them. I'm so confused. Like, when did I take my earrings off? Also, in other news, I left my hydro jug at the airport. I set it down when I was editing on my computer, and I realized I didn't pick it back up, so I had to buy a new one. It sucks. I did get that one for free, technically, because I went to return it because it was broken, and then they just refunded it to me and said to keep it. So now I'm like actually paying for a real one, but it was disappointing, I will be honest, because I was like, dang it. But seriously, where are my earrings? I really love those earrings, and I just had to repurchase my hydro jug. I don't want to repurchase these earrings. Maybe I took them off the airport. They're not in my purse. All of my rings and bracelets are in my purse because I anxiously took those off. Yeah, they're not in here. This thing is really messy, I will say. Okay, where could it be? There is a possibility I took them off in my sleep last night. Come with me as we figure that one out. So I just took these ones off. So these are the ones that I just had on. Oh, I see them. I see them. Okay, I guess I did take them off last night. Good, good, good. I do know where they are now. I'm gonna put them in my little jewelry tray and not put them back in, because I guess they were bothering me in my sleep last night and I didn't realize it until now. I went to the grocery store and then I realized I did not film a single vlog clip. So, sorry. Oops. Let me do a little grocery haul for you guys. First up, I pretty much only got breakfast stuff because, reminds me, I have chicken in my freezer and I want to thaw it out. One thing that I learned in my cooking class is it's better to thaw something out over a long period of time in cold temperature. So putting it in the fridge for a day or two is much better than putting it in your sink or like leaving it out in the open air, because when it de-thaws too fast, it loses moisture. It kind of like will get like super liquidy, if you know, and that takes the moisture out. So it's best to thaw something out in the fridge. Do I think that what I said fully made sense? No, but safe to say my chef cooking instructor said to thaw things out in the fridge, so that's what I'm gonna do. I pretty much got only breakfast foods because I have chicken and just other stuff that I can make throughout the week, but I got 2 Greek yogurts, so these can hold me over. I usually like to go to my local grocery store one day or one week, Trader Joe's the next week, so if something that I like to get from my grocery store that's not at Trader Joe's, I'll try to get like 2 of them just so it can last me 2 weeks. I also got a bag salad. I've just been really obsessed with bag salad recently. This is the Caesar salad. And then they don't have frozen mangoes, which drives me insane because I hate cutting mangoes so much. So I actually got 2 different types of mangoes. I got regular like tropical mangoes, and then these are called honey mangoes. I've never tried a honey mango, but I thought it was worth a shot, and they were on sale. So I was like, okay, I'll try them. I've really been into mangoes recently, and then I've really been into raspberries because I like to have mangoes and raspberries in my Greek yogurt bowls. So pretty much that is all I bought. Pretty much just breakfast foods, and I'm fine with it. It's okay. I'm gonna put this in my little fruit bowl. My fruit bowl used to be a candle, actually. It used to be a Christmas candle. And then I burned it down, and then I took all the wax out. If you put it in the freezer, it like hardens the wax, and then you just like stab it with a knife and the wax comes out. And then you can put boiling water in it to get rid of the stickiness of the candle wick, and it makes it a bowl. Also, I scraped my scalp, or I scratched it, and I think it's bleeding. I'm grossing me out, so sorry if you see blood on my head. Ooh. I want to have another like heart-to-heart conversation. I'm just really in the mood for a trauma dump. I think right now I just don't know what I want to do with my life. I feel like I'm kind of at a crossroads where I just feel really insecure and unconfident in the direction that I feel like I'm going in my life. I feel like I'm just not sure what I want to do. And I've been talking about these things for a while now, like dating, for example. I'm 25 years old. I've kind of been talking about dating where like one second I'll want to date, the next second I'm like, I don't want to date. I keep having these conversations with myself of like, no, I don't really think I want a boyfriend right now. I don't really think I want to invest time in dating. It's a lot of energy. I think that I just kind of want to focus on myself, bettering myself, like achieving my personal goals that I have for myself. And then I'll hear my friends talk about like their love lives and the people that they're dating or things like that, and I'm like, oh, that does sound nice, that does sound enjoyable. And then like moving, for an example, like something that I still want to talk to you guys more about, but like I really like the idea of moving, but I'm like, what does that mean for my career? What does that mean for my job? What does that mean for my life? Where do I want to move exactly? And I feel like I'm kind of at a place where it's like I have so many different directions that I can take, and I just don't feel like I know what I want to do. And I know that I've been kind of in a situation like this before where I have multiple options, kind of like unlimited options, really. Like if I wanted to pick up my life and move somewhere else, in theory I kind of could do that. I mean, there are limitations, like my job, all that stuff, cost of living, you know, there's all these factors. If I want to like go out and like really commit to dating and meet the love of my life, like there's just so many things, and I just feel like I'm not 100% certain on what I want out of my life right now with anything. And it's been very frustrating for me, in all honesty. And I feel like I'm like just all over the place. One second I want something, then the next second I want the complete opposite. And it's been really frustrating for me because I feel like for a while I was just like so stable and comfortable in my life. Like I was just so confident in everything that I was doing, like where I live, what my job is, my hobbies, my friends. I just felt really confident in all of it. And I feel like all of a sudden, within the past couple months, there's just been this huge insecurity of me being like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I want to be doing? I don't know if being 25 like puts a pressure on it. 25 is still so young. I have so much time to figure things out, but it does feel like, okay, I'm in my mid-20s, like it's time to start making decisions. Like I have so much time, but I also don't have forever. I'm not always going to be young forever. Like I feel like I should seize the day or something like that. But then I say that, and then on the other hand, I'm like, well, I'm only 25. I have so much time. But then on the other hand, I'm like, I'm 25. It's time to start making decisions. It's time to start living a life that you want to live and not just being complacent and comfortable with where you're at. Like it's time to start challenging yourself, whether that means moving, whether that means putting yourself out there for dating, meeting new people, starting new hobbies, whatever that means to me. Like I feel like I should be doing that, but I don't know what that means to me. Does that make any sense? I just don't feel like I know what I'm doing right now, and it's just been really frustrating for me. And every time I'm like, okay, well maybe if I do this thing, that will help me figure it out. But then I'm like, I don't really want to do that thing. So where does that lead me? Just back to the same place that I'm already at? I don't know. I would love to know if any of you guys have been through a very similar period in life or experience or thought process. It's just, it feels exhausting. It feels all-consuming, in all honesty. I just don't really know what I'm doing. I'm getting ready for my cooking class. My friend that I do my cooking classes with is not going to be able to make it this week or next week, which means I'll be alone, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. This is what I'm wearing. These are from PacSun. This is from Amazon, and then I have this little clip in the back of my hair pulling it back. It is really hot outside, if I'm being honest. It's like 100-something degrees outside. Coming back from San Francisco weather that was like in the 60s to now 100 and something weather, like a 40-degree jump, is jarring, dare I say, but I always like to wear long pants whenever I'm doing the cooking classes just because I feel like it's what you're supposed to do. I don't know, that's what I keep telling myself. I also want to try a new perfume. I just body showered really quickly because I kind of feel like I don't know if you guys ever feel like this when you have like airport plane air on you. I wanted to get it all out of my system. I thought we could try another perfume from my perfume sampler kit. This one right here, let's see, from K. Alley, Vanilla Candy. Screaming my name. This one has candied pear, sweet violet, bubblegum, white caramel, rock sugar, and vanilla cream. I feel like that sounds like it's right up my alley. Little spray. Not as sweet as I thought it would be, honestly. But I still think it's good. I always say this, but perfumes take a while to kind of like get the scent on me. Oh, it's very candy-like, which makes sense. I don't know if this is like the kind of perfume that I would typically wear. It kind of is like a spun sugary, like almost not cotton candy, but like in the same family as cotton candy. I still think it's good. It's very like light and girly, if you know what I mean. Doesn't really go with my Kim Possible outfit, but okay. Perfume doesn't need to go with my outfit. I've been trying to catch up on Love Island because people keep texting me about it and they don't know that I haven't seen it, and people have been spoiling it for me, so I've been trying to be like, okay, Keegan, lock in, catch up with Love Island. It's a full-time job. Seriously, when I get home, I want to unpack. I need to do laundry. I haven't done my laundry today. I was planning on doing today. And then last week was my very first week starting to go back to the office. We're going back into the office just every Wednesday from now on, and it'll probably increase from there. But on Wednesday, I will be in the office. So on Tuesday, it's a work from home day. Hopefully, I'm going to try to do my laundry tomorrow, just like in between meetings, before the workday starts, during my lunch break, type of thing like that. I'm kind of sad to be doing this cooking class without my friend. I'm gonna miss her. Complete outfit change. I've been here for too long, just like waiting to leave, and then I decided to change my outfit. Same top. These pants are from Zara. They're really high-waisted, like my belly button is right here. They're really high-waisted. And then I put my hair in a claw clip instead because I feel like it kind of looks greasy. I'm sweating right now. Okay. Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm going to cut up some watermelon. I finished up the workday, finished up therapy. I have a workout class later today that I'm going to go to without my friend. I'm kind of scared. It's the first time I'm going to without my friend. I feel like I need my emotional support person for a scary workout. But I thought I would cut up this watermelon and chat with you guys about me wanting to move. First of all, I want to say, if you are someone in my life, specifically my family, please don't bring this up to me in my day-to-day real life. Yeah, in my mind, like whenever I talk to you guys on the internet, I'm like, no one will know besides like just you and me. And then like people that I know in my day-to-day life watch my videos, right? Don't bring it up to me, please. I am fragile. Okay, so I talked about this in therapy. I thought that I would bring you guys through the past 10 years of my life pretty much and kind of telling you how I got this decision, because I have never wanted to live in Arizona long term. It has never been my goal, never been my plan. I grew up not loving Arizona. I grew up in a suburb outside of Phoenix, like very suburban type of area. Also, please don't judge my knife skills. They're not good. I'm working on them. Cutting a watermelon is hard. I never wanted to live here, and I always wanted to go to California for college. But when I was 18, I found out that I would be paying for my college all by myself. My parents wouldn't be helping me. And I knew that if I went to out-of-state school in California, I would be drowning in student loans by the time that I'm graduated, and I would have to take care of it all myself. That led me to the decision to go to an in-state university. I went to Arizona State University. It was my state school because I got a good scholarship for there. It actually wasn't the best scholarship that I got a scholarship that covered all of tuition from NAU. Oh, I thought that was blood. It was just watermelon. But I decided to go to ASU because I liked the area more and it had a better business school program for what I wanted to do. So I went there. And then I always thought after I graduated, I would finally move to California. When I was younger, San Diego was always my very long-term goal of where I wanted to move. I've always loved like the Southern California area, San Diego specifically, but I think that like I've always been open to just other areas, but I've always loved that area. I feel like it was always very calling to me. When I was graduating college, I was in a long-term relationship. I was dating someone from literally the second I moved into my dorm in college. I met this guy the day after I moved into my dorm, and we dated up until after I graduated college. So before I graduated college, before we broke up, we were planning on living together. I had always told him that my long-term goal was San Diego area, and he was like, that's actually my long-term goal too, and we were like, perfect. He was going to get his master's degree, and so our plan was to stay in Arizona for a year and then just kind of like figure it out after that. But the year after I graduated college, I was planning on staying in Arizona. Then he randomly decided, I don't want to live with you anymore. I think I'm going to live with my parents so I can save money because I'm getting my master's. And I was like, valid thought process. I wish you would have looped me in on this sooner because this does affect me. And he had, whatever. He had come to that decision way before he decided to tell me, which really was, in my opinion, annoying because, like I said, it affected me. And so at this point, I was like, okay, well, I was mad, if I'm being honest. I was like, that's annoying. Like, you've known this for months. Why didn't you tell me? And I was like, okay, well, if I'm not staying here for you to live with you, then I'm gonna move. Everyone in my life was like, Keegan, that is just really, I don't want to say irrational, but like a very quick decision. Kind of, you're doing it out of spite, like kind of true. My two best friends are staying in Arizona. My family lives in Arizona. Everyone was like, just give it like a year. And I was like, okay, fine. So we were still dating at this point. I signed a lease for a 1-bedroom apartment, and then he made a Hinge account while we were together. So I broke up with him because, you know, you don't really want to date men who make dating profiles while you're together. So at this point, I had signed a lease. So I was like, okay, well now I kind of need to fulfill this lease, because if you break your lease for the apartment that I stayed in, you have to pay out the entire term of the lease. In 1 year, I'm just gonna stay in Arizona and I'll figure it out after that. My plan was to stay in Arizona for that year, travel throughout that year, kind of figure out where I want to live, and then the next year move. That did not end up happening. Within that year, I felt really conflicted. I was doing social media, YouTube full time, and I was just not loving it. I felt really confused of what I wanted to do with my career, what I wanted to do personally. My friendships were changing, everything in my life was changing. And honestly, like, moving just was not the #1 thing on my mind. I was just kind of feeling like I was really going through in every area of my life. And so I had this thought process of, okay, I'm gonna stay here for 1 more year, and what I'm either gonna do is I'm either going to buy a house or I'm gonna move to a different state. So I moved into a new apartment. Originally lived in my apartment post-grad. I moved into a new apartment that was cheaper. The reason I moved to that new apartment was cheaper because A, I either wanted to move out of the state or buy a house. I ended up buying this condo that we are in. Ta-da! So now I live here. It has been 3 years post-grad. I now own a property in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've lived here for 3 years post-grad. I'm 25 years old, and I still feel like Arizona just isn't the place for me. I feel like if there is a place for me in Arizona, it is Scottsdale. I do like this area. I like it a lot more than the area that I grew up in. I feel like there's a lot more to do here. I feel there's more young people here. It's just better. Arizona, I do think too, has really evolved since I was a kid. Like, where I grew up, there wasn't a lot of over there. It was a lot of like undeveloped land, and now it's very developed. Every time I go to my hometown, there's like a new community and apartment complex and town center, and it's just like a completely different area every single time I go back there. But again, I still just don't feel like Arizona is my right place. And so I've been traveling quite a bit this past year, and every single time I've been traveling somewhere, I just keep thinking like, it would be so wonderful to live here. And I think that about every single place that I go to. And I've been visiting a few places. I visited San Clemente in California, and I visited San Francisco where my friend lives. I have friends live in both those places, and I just kind of have this thought process of like, I could live here. Like, they live here. These are people that I know living this life that used to live the life that I currently live. Like, there's nothing that stopped them from doing this. Why can't I do this? That's kind of what brought me to living here longer than I initially thought I was going to. And you know, I think that if Arizona really was a place for me, I would have just kind of like fallen in love with it over these past 3 years, and I haven't. I don't dislike this area. I just don't think it's the right place for me. I don't want to make a rash decision and move somewhere without preparing and planning. I'm definitely type A. I'm definitely a planner. I'm someone who gives a lot of thought before I move, right? I'm not someone who just like jump into things, for better or for worse, honestly. First of all, I want to figure out where I want to move, because again, Southern California still kind of is my long-term goal, but just because that is my long-term goal doesn't mean that's where I need to move right here, right now. Like, I can live in a million different cities throughout my life. I just have only ever lived in one state. That doesn't mean that the next state that I move to, I have to like stay put for the rest of my life. I'm only 25. And I keep having this thought process of, I'm 25 now. Like, I kind of feel like if I don't do it soon. I don't know if I'm ever going to get the courage to do it, but there are roadblocks to that. Number one, I think a lot of people would think that me owning my home would make me feel like I have more of a tie to Arizona than not, but I actually feel the opposite because I'm not tied into a year-long lease. Like there's not a time when oh God, I almost stabbed myself. Oh, that was scary. Maybe I need to be more careful. I own this property and I could sell it whenever I want to. I could rent it out whenever I want to. I can leave, I can stay. If I was in an apartment, I would have like a year-long lease and like kind of a definitive beginning and end. And with this, I don't. My goal and my plan for this condo is to rent it out, and then wherever I move next to rent out an apartment there. Because I'm sure wherever I move next, I'm not gonna know for sure like if I love that area or not. I'm gonna be giving it a try. So I don't wanna buy a property somewhere new that I really haven't figured out if I like it or not. So my goal, ideally, in an ideal world, who knows if this will work out the way that I want it to, rent this place out, use the money that it's renting out to pay off this mortgage, keep this house, but I'm not really paying anything towards it out of my own money because I'm renting it out. That money's paying this mortgage. I'll live somewhere else, rent somewhere else. My monthly rent will go there, right? So I'll always have this place be getting equity in it, but I won't be living here. That's always kind of been my long-term goal. When I bought this, I was like, this will probably end up being a rental property. And since I'm not trying to buy a place right away, wherever I move, I don't need to sell this place to have a down payment. Because let's be real, I don't have enough savings in my account for another down payment. A down payment is expensive as is, let alone two, God no. Another factor that comes into play, this is my job. I started my job in November. I was recently promoted, I think in May. So I haven't been at this job for even a full year. And I don't want to keep having very short-lived jobs on my resume. My company was remote. I was hired as a marketing specialist for a remote position. But then when I was promoted, they switched me to an in-office position in Phoenix. So I don't know if I could work this job remote. There are people that work on my company that don't live in Arizona, but I wasn't hired for that. My current job isn't a remote employee. So that adds a layer to it. Honestly, if I knew, I don't know. If I knew that I was going to like really have this come to whatever moment, would I have taken the promotion knowing that? Probably still yes, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to be remote for my job. I really do love my job, and I would honestly work for my job for the rest of my life if I could. I just don't know if that's going to be a possibility with the world kind of going back into in-person return to office culture. And so that's definitely a factor. Another factor too, I almost keep stabbing myself. I really need to be more careful. Another factor too is I make an Arizona salary. I don't make anything crazy. I do have multiple jobs. I do YouTube, I have a small business, all that stuff. But people that live in a bigger city definitely make a lot more money than I do because the cost of living is so much more expensive there. So if I were to keep my job and just work remote, I would be making an Arizona salary in a place that is a much more expensive cost of living. So that plays a factor in it as well. Like, would I really be able to afford a more expensive place in a more expensive city? I don't know. Probably not. And I don't want to leave my job because I really like my job, and I honestly have so much job trauma that I'm afraid of getting a job that I hate and ruining my quality of life there. So there's so much to consider. That definitely plays a huge factor in it, in my opinion. And so I really need to figure out all my options. I work for a company that has multiple different offices, so maybe I could transfer teams. I could transfer to a different state. If they don't let me work remote, I would just maybe transfer to a different part of the company, to a different part of the country. I don't know. That scares me. Have my cake and eat it too. If I could keep my job and just make more money and live in a more expensive city, done. I would be moved right now. But there is a lot to consider. I want to be able to have my job for a while. I want to be able to like really learn and gather. I don't feel like I've gotten those skills yet from my job. I haven't been there really long enough to really like learn and implement and take things on my own. So I feel like I need to stay in my job for a while. So I'm thinking in the next year to year and a half is when I want to move. Ideally, I would love to move like tomorrow if I could, you know, but that was good. That was really good. I feel like there are things that I need to be an adult about and consider and kind of prepare and plan for. So I'm thinking of making like a long-term year to year and a half long goal, figuring out exactly where I want to move, when I want to move, what my job will be like, all the different factors. And I know that I'm saying all this right now, and there's still so many different factors that I'm not even considering, but I do think this is 100% something that I want out of my life. And I think that I would be really unhappy if I stayed in Arizona my whole life. I just don't feel like this is my place, and I feel like I've known that for a while, and I've tried to accept that. And I think too, this is not point number 2, this is point number 9 million. I was in like a long situationship last year with somebody who wanted to live in Arizona for the rest of their life, and that really showed me like that's terrifying. I really don't want to do that. That was like a very big like aha moment of like, if I stay with this person, am I going to have to stay here forever? I really don't want to do that. And that really put a lot more insight into, okay, this is definitely something that I want to do, is move. So that's kind of where I'm at. I definitely am in the very beginning stages of it. It's kind of in the beginning stages of, okay, I'm going to actually start doing something towards this. Like I'm looking around my apartment, I'm like, I should sell this, I should sell this, I should sell this so I can move, so I can do this. And it's like, I have time. You know, I might move in 6 months, I might move in a year, I might move in a year and 6 months. I have no idea. I was talking to my therapist too, and there's a lot of decisions to make because it's not like I'm moving to a different state for a certain reason, for a job, for a relationship, for something else. I'm just doing it because I want to, and so I feel like there's a lot of decisions to be made because if I were to move to a different state, like my friend did for a job, like a lot of decisions would already be made. Like I already know what work I'll be doing, what area I have to be staying in, what state it is, how much money I'll be making, so how much can I afford in rent. Like there's just so many more decisions kind of made, whereas me just moving because I want to, because I feel a calling to, I can decide anything that I want. And I did talk to my therapist about this all last hour, and she was saying that all of her clients that have ended up moving were obviously nervous and scared. They ended up being really happy that they did. It was always a good decision, whether they stayed there, whether they moved somewhere else, whether they went back. It was always a decision that like helped them grow and not one that they regret, which gave me a lot of peace of mind. I definitely am scared to start over, but one thing too that I was kind of telling myself, I've lived in Arizona my whole life, I keep bringing this up, but there was a period of time where I pretty much had to start all over. I had to make all new friends. I mean, my family still lived here. There's things that made it easier, but I pretty much did start all over. All my friends moved away. I had like lost friendships, I had lost relationships. I was pretty much at like ground zero at a certain point, and I did that here, and I can do that somewhere else. And my therapist was even saying like when you move to a new city, it gives you more like effort and it gives you more reason to like want to get out there and do those things. So anyways, I'm still trying to figure out where I want to move. Again, like I said, Southern California is my ideal long-term goal, but that doesn't mean that needs to be where I live right now in my 20s. So I think that with all this traveling that I've been doing, it's been very insightful to find places that I like, places that I don't like, and I have more trips coming up, some work, some personal, and I think I might do some solo trips to really figure it out. But I have a lot of things that I need to decide, and I don't know, it's a really scary thing, obviously, but I am excited. I am terrified though, and I'm begging you, if you know me in my personal life, don't bring this up to me because I'm too fragile to talk about this right now. Thank you very much. I just did my workout class. It wasn't too bad, but the weather is really nice, so I decided to go on a walk in like a decently rich area. There's some houses that clearly have been gentrified, and so they're really pretty. You can also see the mountain right there, but just going on a little walk to clear my head, think my thoughts. It feels so nice. I am like walking in the middle of the street, but this is like a very safe area, so I love a wealthy neighborhood. I've somehow passed rich people's houses and now I'm in like wealthy territory. Like these people have like an acre of land before their house even is shown. This is insane. There's like rich people and then there's this. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, they have a tennis court in their front yard. This is insane. Walked around the expensive neighborhood. It is absolutely insane how expensive some of those houses are. After that, I made dinner watching Love Island. The thing about Love Island is I have so much to catch up on, and Love Island is not a show that you can get behind on. If you guys don't know, Love Island, is upload's the right word for TV? It's streaming. I don't know. 5 days a week. And so if you're behind at all, you just keep getting further and further and further behind, which is exactly what happened to me when I was out of town. So I need to catch up on it, and I want to be caught up on it. Everyone keeps texting me and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I kind of do know what's going on because TikTok. I then took a shower and I had some shower thoughts. I'm wearing my Apple Watch right now because I'm trying to hit 10K steps a day again, and it's I didn't hit it, so I'll be pacing around my apartment. Anyways, I had some shower thoughts again about moving, and you guys are probably going to see me have a different perspective and thought process and way of thinking about this like every single day for the next year. Sorry, it's gonna be annoying. Maybe not. Maybe this is just like my hyperfixation right now, but hopefully not, because that would be annoying. I have been talking about in one of my videos how I've just been kind of feeling bleh recently. I've been feeling I keep talking about this. I was actually editing my video on Sunday. It was like 2 videos ago, and I was talking about the idea of the hedonic treadmill that I learned about in school and how I was worried. I don't even know what I'm I'm saying. Wait a minute. I just have been feeling stagnant in my life, and I was worried that that was just going to be like a byproduct of getting into life, having a job, been living somewhere for a while. I've never lived in a place for more than a year at a time, and this is the longest I've ever lived somewhere in my adulthood, which is crazy. And I was like, I'm wondering if this is just like becoming everyday life, so it's not as gratifying as when it was new. But I think that I just am not in the right place. Like, I just feel like I've kind of mastered certain steps, and now I'm like on to the next part of life. Like, I just feel like I need another challenge, and I feel like I had different challenges in life, and I want life to be comfortable, but I almost feel like it's gotten to a point where it's so comfortable that I'm not enjoying it. And at first I was like, oh, I'm worried that like this whole moving idea is just kind of because I've been feeling this way. And again, I'm giving myself a year, so I have time. If that really is what this is, then like I won't move. But I don't think that it's just kind of like a spur of the moment because I'm not feeling just so inspired and creative and fulfilled right now. I think it has always been something I want to do, and maybe me feeling this way is like the go ahead for me to do it, to plan it, to start doing it, to make sure it happens. There's part of me that feels like a year is not enough time at all, and there's a part of me that feels like a year is like way too much time. Really, if my job was in a different situation, I was talking to my therapist, I was like, I could just like do it now. But again, my job is in a different place, physically and like metaphorically. But I feel like this is like what I've been looking for. Like, I just feel like it's not my place. I really love my friends. I've made amazing friends, people that I've known for a year, people that I've known for multiple years, people that I've known since childhood. I've lived this state my whole life. And so I don't think it's that, because I'm actually really sad to be leaving my friends and kind of starting over. That does make me feel really sad, but I think that's something that's like I can't be scared of that. I can't let that hold me back, because I think I'll always regret that. Also, my scalp looks kind of burnt. Honestly, me saying all of this right now, I'm like, wait, what if I move like right now? I kind of want to. What if I do it? I don't know. I could. Oh my god, this is like the first time like I'm actually considering that I could do it right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. I still need to figure out my job first. That's like the first thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was just so weird. Like, I almost just like, oh my god. I'm gonna explain something to you guys, and I don't think this is gonna make any sense, but in my head right now while I'm filming this, I feel like I just gave myself permission to do something I never thought I had permission to do. I know that sounds like super weird. Moving to another city, it's never something I've done before, and so this whole time I was like, well, I need to take a year to plan it and do it. But just right now, I was like, I could do it right now. And I know that sounds, I don't even know if I'm explaining this. Like, I sound like I'm on something right now. It's crazy that I'm actually going to be doing this, because I haven't done it yet. It's something I've always wanted to do. But honestly, the longer it's been, the more I'm like, am I actually going to get the balls to do it? Like, am I going to be, and it's not that big of a thing. Like, I feel like people who have moved multiple times, like, they realize it's not that big of a deal. Like, it is a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. But I've never done it before. And it's something I've always wanted. Like, I keep bringing this up. It's never something I've done. It's something I've always wanted to do. And I feel like because I'm so much older now, it makes it feel like it's more of a bigger thing than it actually is. Changing your entire life is a big thing. I don't know if what I'm saying is making any sense. I'm almost scared that like making this a big deal is going to be like invalidated, but also part of me is like, maybe it needs to be invalidated to make it seem like it's not so crazy to me. I don't know. I need to stop talking. This is why I don't vlog at night. I don't know if you guys have ever really noticed this. I rarely ever vlog at night because I have these like weird, I don't even know. I can't even form a proper sentence. Good night, guys. Good night. I'm gonna watch Love Island.
First challenge, first kisses, first time using.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm on my way to work and I'm realizing I forgot to replace my camera battery, so it's probably gonna die while I have this little chat with you. Can I pull you for a chat? We're so Love Island coded. Lots of traffic on the way to work today. I'm on the freeway right now, vlogging and driving. Probably not my safest idea, but this is just my vlog of internal thoughts, honestly. I'm afraid that I'm having my like mid-20s crisis. Like, I know that everyone has like their midlife crisis, but I think that maybe I'm having my mid-20s crisis, because me wanting to cut my hair in a bob and move to a different city, yeah, I was like, okay, moving to a different city, one thing. Cutting my hair into a bob and moving to a different city, maybe I shouldn't cut my hair into a bob. Maybe that's like the ultimate crash out. Oh my god. Oh, no! That was my ex-boyfriend. Ah! I just passed my ex-boyfriend on the freeway. Ah! That's crazy. I'm back home from work. My camera battery died driving to work, so that's okay. Probably the safest option, honestly. But I did talk to my boss about moving and it went so well. I need to change because I am taking a Solidcore class. I'm really afraid, honestly. This is my first like real Solidcore class. I did an intro class, but honestly that was like 2 real movements of Solidcore. Most of it was just them like talking and explaining it. Wow, my hair is so blonde when I wash it. Like looking at the viewfinder, I'm like, I didn't realize I was this blonde. What should I do? Let's do this. And then we'll grab this. I signed up for the 7:30 p.m. class. It's currently 6. I probably could have signed up for the 6:30 and been totally fine, but I was just nervous since this is the first time I would take a class, especially with like the work day coming up. So I have plenty of time, way more time than I thought, honestly. Okay, I wanted to talk to you guys about how the conversation went with my boss. Okay, we're gonna sit on the floor. Actually, wait, is this better? My bed's not made, but I do think it is cuter. I have my one-on-ones with my boss on Wednesday, and so I have my one-on-one with her, and I was like, can I just ask your unfiltered opinion? I know you're not the one making these decisions, but from your perspective, long-term, I don't see myself living in Arizona. I really like working for this company. I really like being on this team. Do you think that me moving and the return to office policy now that my new role is based in Phoenix would mean that I couldn't be on this team anymore if I decide to move? And she was like, no. She was so supportive. So like I was just kind of afraid that she was going to be, I don't want to say like upset, but pretty much a lot of our team is in Phoenix. Me just getting promoted and moving, I didn't say that it was like an immediate thing because again, it's probably not. She said it like could be. She's like, if you want to move right now, you could. I think the policy is you just have to go to an office. She was like, if you move to New York, you could go to the New York office. If you move to here, you can move to this office. She's like, if you want to move to like the middle of nowhere, there might not be an office there. And she gave me a name of someone in HR to reach out to and just like asking how to like confirm all the details, but she was like, no, you can totally do that. She was really supportive. I was just so afraid that it was going to be like a negative thing, but it wasn't. And yeah, there is an office in San Francisco. There is not an office in San Diego. You know, things to consider for sure. I don't know. I think that this makes me feel so much better. Again, working on an Arizona salary in a bigger city would definitely be harder, but I do have outside income from doing YouTube. I probably would close my to-do list business if I'm being honest, because I don't think that I could like move all the inventory to a different state and like have room for it in a smaller. I'm really just like overthinking it, but I'm gonna message the HR person later tomorrow that the work day is over and ask her just to confirm like what my boss said is in fact correct, if she thinks anything is going to change. But policies, you just have to go into one of our offices. It doesn't have to be the office that where your direct team is. I don't know, because there is people on our team that are all over, but a lot of us are in Phoenix. Anyways, all of this to say, I feel really good about it. I feel like this is definitely like taken a lot of pressure off of me, if I'm being honest. I was really worried that I would have to get a new job and that's just not something I wanted to do, and now that that's not necessarily mandatory or something that I need to do, I feel great. It does limit it in I can really only move to a bird just flew into my window. What? That was crazy. It makes it feel like I don't need to wait as long to move. The thing is, okay, here's the thing. I don't want to live in Arizona in the summer, but I don't know if I necessarily want to move like right now. I feel like I'm not ready for that. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not, I don't know. But the thing is, like, I don't want to, it's so annoying with the time of the year because Arizona is so hot in the summer. And I want to enjoy like the winter and the fall and the spring because those are beautiful times here. I just wish those were right now. Like, I'm annoyed that I have to like wait out the entire summer, and then if I want to experience those, I have to wait those out as well. I don't know. I think what I'm gonna start doing is just looking at places that my office has offices in and just like start seeing rent prices and all, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Crazy. I feel so great about this. Like, honestly, I'm so glad I had this conversation. I really appreciate the way that she responded and reacted and was like happy and like not at all upset. I was so afraid she was gonna be upset for whatever reason. It was honestly not at all the reaction I thought I was gonna get, but it was so much better. And oh, I can't believe it. I feel like this is like making it kind of feel real a little bit. Also, I really am scared for the Solidcore class, if I'm being honest. I don't know what to expect. Okay, I've been watching Love Island, trying to catch up on it, trying to get up to speed. Honestly, I feel like it's getting boring, so I really want them to spice something up. Changing some workout clothes for my Solidcore class. I am scared. I've heard these classes are really, really hard. I also put my hair in a claw clip because I heard that you don't lay down in these classes. Also, my hair is getting so long. Bobby. I'm still debating it. But my hair's gone so long. I was looking in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh. Because I literally never wear my hair down. Which maybe it's not a good idea to get a bob if I don't ever wear my hair down. We have time. We have time to decide. I'm also trying to reactivate my sourdough starter. Yesterday, it did rise. But I did the float test, which if you put some sourdough starter, that's supposed to be like at its peak in water. And if it floats, it's ready. If it sinks, it's not. And it sunk. So it was here last time. It's rising a little bit. We'll see. I really hope this works and I didn't kill it. I think it's fine. But we'll see. Everyone wish me luck that I don't die at my Solidcore class. Solidcore class is done. I was definitely sweating. I'm kind of shaking right now. If I'm being honest, I think it's very similar to Pilates. I know the Solidcore is supposed to be like harder than Pilates. I do think it was, but it was very doable. The class that I took, I kind of forgot that I signed up for it, but it's a trainer in training class. So since it's a new Solidcore location, all the trainers, or most of them, are new. So the trainer, the group fitness instructor, is still like learning how to be a coach. So it was a discounted class, $15 off or something like that, because it's not a full class and they're still learning. It gave me a lot of empathy for people who are workout instructors. I realized, wow, this is actually so much harder than I thought it was. To be able to talk and like conduct a room and to be able to explain things without doing them, I thought she did a really good job. I was trying to like, you know when like you're in a class and you like try to like be like, yeah, like, you know, to the instructor, trying to like give her encouragement. I thought she did a good job, but it made me realize like, wow, this is not as just like simple as I thought it was. Like I thought it was just like talking into a mic, but I realized there's a lot of factors going on at once. So it gave me a lot. Well, empathy is not the right word. I give a lot of kudos, a lot of credits to group fitness instructors. I realize how much harder that job is than I thought, but I'm really excited to keep going back. I think that I'll be super strong. It's kind of like Pilates, but like with more weights and stronger. And someone just called me. I'm excited to keep going. Literally the one reason I'm like, I can't move because I just got a Solidcore membership here for a discounted price. Like I say that like kind of joking, but at the same time like a little serious. Like a little bit. I'm excited though. I hope I'll be snatched from those classes. I think I have another one tomorrow. Even though it's similar to Pilates, it's still like learning different like names for workouts. Like they have like the same type of workouts, but they're called different things. So it's still a learning curve for me as well because I'm new. I try to have the air off in here so it wouldn't be too loud for you guys, but I need to blast it because it's hot. Okay, time to go home and get all ready for bed.